In the second part, we are going to work on the map that has been created in the first video from ImCalc, and transform this map in regions in a format that can be read by marsbar and can be used by marsbar in order to run region of interest analysis. But also another important operation we are going to do is to separate these regions, because in the map that we create from ImCalc, we have just a binarized mask where there are some voxel which are attributed to 1 and some voxel which are attributed to 0, but they are all together. So we are not able at the moment to look at the dorsolateral prefrontal cortex or to the at the superior parietal lobule, or I don't know, to other area. So what we want to do is to transform them in marsbar. How you do? You go into MATLAB SPM 12 toolbox, then in toolbox you click with the right key on marsbar, and you go on select folder and subfolder. So you add to path, select folder and subfolder. So what you do, it's basically adding marsbar in the path, so we can work on it with it. We can use it basically. If you click on if you write marsbar in the command window, the program will open, and we can go on ROI definition, import. On ROI definition, we select import from cluster image, and we go to the folder where I saved my binarized mask, which is in project student and is this WM nifty image. So I select it, then I select the directory where I want to save my region of interest. I can still use WM as a prefix, I like it, and I click enter, and as you can see in the workspace, in the command window, we basically have tons of regions of interest that are created. These basically a lot of clusters that are created in a format that marsbar will like. So if I go on ROI definition view, I can look at them, and I recommend, so one problem with this cluster that you download from Neurosynth, that of course they will include regions that are relevant for you, but because it's a meta-analysis, so it's it looks like an actual fMRI analysis. There will be also voxel, single voxel that can be activated. So and this is one problem. Another problem which may be relevant when you decide to do a region of interest analysis is that you want probably to keep your region of interest constant from the size point of view, but as you will see, this cluster have a quite different size, and there are cluster that are very big and probably will not be very informative to like analyze data from this very big cluster. A third aspect you want to take into account is that of course, as I mentioned before, some of those activity may not be relevant, because maybe a single or a couple of voxel in the cerebellum or in the subcortical area, you may not be interested related to them, so you don't want to include them in your analysis. So what I usually do is going on ROI definition view, and I select a bunch of them, and I look at them one by one. Looking at them, basically I select more or less 10, and as you can see, between the one I select there are probably good ones. One can be so if I select from this menu, you can see that I can basically navigate to that, and you can also see that this is minus 30, 22, 0. Probably this is the where is your marsbar disappear? Here it is. So it's the insula. It's probably a region I want to use in my analysis. So what I will do in this case will write down this number and either use this ROI, so selecting it to do my ROI analysis, or I will use the center of this ROI to build spheric region of interest with and use them for my ROI analysis. I really recommend using spheric region of interest because first of all, because you can control for the size, and you can, for example, avoiding going into sulci or gyri because that may be not convenient, and you can also work on a big cluster, like for example this dorsolateral prefrontal cluster that you see here, that is very big. Using the center, you will build a sphere at the center of this cluster. You can use it in a pretty convenient way. I already made a video on how to build the spheric ROI, so the recommendation is to view this ROI one by one, consider the criteria that I told you, the size that you can see in here, the size of the volume, and the relevance, and also try to avoid using multiple ROI in the same region. I want just to show you again, because marsbar, as you can see, had some error, so I want just to re-upload a few ROI and show you. In this case, for example, I will include this region because it looks pretty sensible, but for example this one, just one voxel, it looks pretty small, and I will not include that one. So this is the kind of consideration you want to do. Write down the coordinate, and then decide on the base of their size, basically, either to use them or to use the coordinate to create a spheric region of interest. Thank you.